What's up, guys? It's me, Alicia. I know it's been a while. This is what I look like. Do you miss me? Kind of miss you guys. So we're gonna make a video today that is not just a shameless plug of my garden, but it's a topic that I've been having a lot of conversations about, and it's probably on a lot of your minds. And it is the current housing market is so hot. Should you sell your house, right? I've been talking to homeowners about this, and it's a really valid question. Should you sell your house? So first point I want to make here is that I'm a realtor, right? So what do? I get paid to transact home sales. So let me be the first realtor to go on record, at least today, and say, I don't think you should sell your house, okay? And I don't think you should sell your house if you are not prepared to be a buyer in this market, if you're not fully aware of the realities and the implications that come with you selling your house. Are you gonna rent? Do you have some place to stay? Are you willing to be a participant in the madness of this market? Because if you are, maybe you've got a lot of equity in your house and you're looking to downsize, and this is a good time for you to do it. Maybe, you know what, if you've got a second property or a home that you're not using as your primary, go for it. But if this is your primary and it's a good spot for you, you're okay with it, it's working for you, I'd say no, don't do it, because it's just not really, it doesn't make sense. You know, an expression I've been using a lot is that the rising tide brings up all ships, right? Your house didn't appreciate in a vacuum. So did everybody else's. It's not a fun market to be a buyer in, right? So the second question we're going to talk about is, okay, so you're not going to sell, should you refinance? That's a good question. So if you bought over a year ago, you probably are paying, actually over a year ago, you're probably paying about 4% interest, right? Which at the time was a sick deal. You're paying over 4% up to 5%, right? And that's, I mean, if you know your interest rate, you really should know your interest rate. If you don't know it, look it up now, go to your bank statements, whatever, call your bank and figure it out. If you're paying over about 4% interest, I think it's worth your time to consider a refinance. And the second point to that is that depending on how long it's been since you purchased and your down payment amount, you're probably still paying PMI. You're probably still paying PMI, which is basically the FU tax from the bank, which is if you don't put more than 20% of the property's value down at closing, right? So very few of the buyers that I've represented actually have the opportunity to put 20% down. That means the majority of you probably are paying PMI right now. And you have so much equity in your home that doesn't make sense. So refinancing would make sense literally just to remove the PMI, which could be upwards of, you know, it could be anywhere from like $80 to $150 a month, depending on your bank, right? So that being said, definitely worth your time to consider what your interest rate is, and are you currently paying PMI? If you're interested in knowing what your home's value is approximately at, let me know. I can take a look at it. That way you can kind of save yourself the trouble of going through the process if you don't have quite enough equity just yet. All right, sorry about that, guys. I was just kind of like rambling at the end there, but does that make sense? You have any questions for me? What can I do to help you? Also, are you interested in seeing more videos? And if so, what do you want me to talk about? What do you want to hear about? Did you watch this all the way to the end? You're a real one. Let me know. Seriously, I'm happy to engage with you guys on any topics that work for you, that I have the time to make. They might not be very fancy or edited, but I can totally do it. So that's it, guys. You stay happy, healthy, blessed, and have a great Tuesday.